Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We have a couple minutes for people to get on. Sip of coffee. As you come on, if you can just let me know that you're there. Say hi, say good morning. And, I've been gone off to Florida for a couple days. It was an amazing trip. Amazing trip. Beautiful people, incredible weather, fantastic food, all that good stuff. And just kind of took a couple days. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Addison. Good morning, Steve. Took a couple days to, I guess before I get started, can you guys hear me okay? Because my ear is still all plugged and everything. So let me know. Give me like a thumbs up if the volume is okay. Because I sound a lot louder in my head than what I might actually sound. So just let me know. Thumbs up if you can hear me good. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. So been in Florida a couple days and just kind of took the time off, you could say. Found myself sleeping in till 10:30 in the morning. Could have had something to do with as late as I was going to bed. And did a whole bunch of journaling and finished a book that I was reading. Just did a whole bunch of internal work. Listened to some good motivational stuff, sat by the pool, got a sunburn, had a lot of great conversation, a lot of introspective work. And yesterday I was blessed to work with an incredible artist, and she, on my way out of Florida, I got to work with her, and she was working, she did this project over the last year called Unleashed. And the project is in working with women and them loving their bodies and finding, the blessings in their bodies and in their life, and unleashing all the love and the joy and the gratitude and playfulness into their life. But to really, where it went, because as I went through this, I went ahead and I did an Unleashed project with her. And it was very, very therapeutic. And one of the things that we did was I got naked and I laid down on this backdrop, and she walked me through this incredible meditation. And the meditation took me back into memory, back into this space of connecting to my self-love, connecting to gratitude, connecting to playfulness, of joy, laughter. It was a whole bunch of different sessions. I'm not getting all into it. But, it was all about going back and remembering all the blessings that I have experienced in my life, remembering all those blessings. And then on my way home, I journaled about it and thought about it, and did a Facebook Live from Fort Lauderdale Beach yesterday. And so it's just a lot of different things came in. So this morning when I got up, I was saying my morning gratitudes in bed before my feet hit the ground. I laid there for a second after saying my gratitudes, and I just asked, because I knew I wanted to get up and I wanted to do conscious coffee with you guys. And I thought, what's the message? What's the message of today? And I thought, what a beautiful message it is. And that's the message of us forgetting. We lose our heart to our desire. We lose our heart to our passion. We lose our heart to feeling love, to embracing all the beautiful blessings that we have in life, because we allow ourselves to go through life and then forgetfulness kicks in. And it's forgetfulness is we go, oh, I just forgot, Then we have a lot of people who have Alzheimer's and dementia, and that's like massive forgetfulness. And very, very sad to watch. But forgetfulness doesn't just, come through and it's like, ooh, this sexy thing that comes in and says, yes, you're going to forget that you had all this blessing happen yesterday, that a miracle happened yesterday. You're going, and it just kind of like creeps in on us, and it does it in such a natural way that we never even realize that it's happening, which is where the danger is, right? It just happens. The forgetfulness just happens. And it's kind of like if you have this beautiful, like rose bush or a plant, or, oh, actually, here you go. We had this really pretty tree in our backyard, and it was amazing tree for 11, 12 years. Beautiful. It was just, this beautiful canopy of shade in the summer, and it had these little poofs of like, flowery type things on it that would come up. And then last year, this tree, it started to have just this problem. Something happened. And before long, it was dead. The whole tree died. And it was just poof, and now there's no tree. And, that's how forgetfulness works for us. And that's how it works on our hearts. And that's what I'm going with this, is that, the blessings that we store up, that we need to store up for tough times, we often forget, and we store them in our hearts. So we store them in this memory bank of sweet emotion, these sweet memories of kisses and scenes and places that we've been and events that we've experienced, and all this positiveness and this joy and these little miracles. And in those moments that you pray and you really know that your prayer has been answered, because you actually get the prayer, the answer. And it's just like, wow. But then a week later, much like the tree that has some root rot that you don't even know is in there, and then all of a sudden, gone. That's exactly how forgetfulness works on our hearts. It works on our hearts the same way, that we don't even realize that we have this root rot, and we don't even realize that we have this inside of us that's just going to steal our passion, our love, our faith, our certainty, as I like to call it. But forgetfulness takes it all from us. And how we really have to be very conscientious of making sure that we don't forget. There's a story of the 100 Years of Solitude, I believe it is. 100 Years of Solitude. Don't remember the author, but 100 Years of Solitude. And there's a story of this little town in Mexico, and how they go through 100 years of forgetfulness, basically. And it gets to the point that, the people, they don't know the names of the fruits and vegetables that are growing. They don't know what a window is, a door is, any of this stuff. So at one point, one of the main characters, he goes around and he marks on the door, wall, window, cassava, banana, mango, road, garden. And as he gets through all of this, then he realizes that at some point it's possible that the people will forget, even if they read the name, what to do with these things. So like he hangs a sign around the cow that says cow, and then it says cow makes milk, milk goes with blends with coffee, and it depicts a little picture as to how to milk a cow, and gives the directions on there. She must be milked every morning and every night in order for her to be, in order for her to continue to produce milk. And he goes around the whole town and he does all of this like instructional stuff. It's because people just they're all forgetting. They're forgetting. And at one point he goes and he even hangs on there, God exists. He puts this memory out there of God exists. And here's the thing, if we forget our blessings, if we forget our miracles, then we walk through the day as though this amazingness of God, universe consciousness, the divine that is ever present, and we forget that it exists. And we just go through the day and we go through our tasks and we look at things as though they are separate and they do not weave together with other things, that everything is standalone. And we forget the beauty of the mystery. We forget the beauty of having passion for something. We forget the beauty of experiencing love, of experiencing joy. And with every time that we forget, our hearts shut down, much like that tree in my backyard that had the rot, right? A piece just dies. It just dies, and it dies deep inside. And before you know it, you find yourself at the end of your days in a life that was full of blessing that you had forgotten had a miracle ever happen. In a life that had so much beauty and so much joy, and you forgot that it happened. And you find yourself laying there in regret and remorse and struggle. And maybe it's not even at the end of your days. It can happen a heck of a lot sooner. I mean, I look at it, my mom has dementia, and I watch her decline by the week. By the week, I watch her decline. And her memory loss just, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then she has these flickering moments, and I bring something to her attention, and she looks at me in total shock sometimes, like, what? No, that didn't happen. I didn't do that. Why would I do that? Like her question is, why would I do that? And I tell her different things, and this the shock. It's really like the people in the town and the story that I was telling you about, the 100 years of solitude. And it's like she's going through this space of solitude, and solitude away from her memories, away from life experience. What happens today, she won't remember 2 days from now. So my question, I guess, in this conscious coffee, because I always ask questions or give homework or something, my question is, where are you not seeing your blessings? Where are you forgetting? How can you go about not forgetting as much? I actually did get a quote. from that. In Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. Only be careful and watch yourself closely, so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen, or let them slip from your heart as long as you live. I'll read that again. Only be careful and watch yourself closely, so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen, or let them slip from your heart as long as you live. And I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about, isn't it? I mean, there you have it in Deuteronomy. The message is, don't let yourself forget the blessings. Don't let your heart forget the blessings. Don't let your heart forget the miracles. And when you slip, that's us forgetting our divine calling. That's us forgetting our divine connection. That's us for missing the blessing, missing the miracle. We call out and we ask for help, and shit happens, times get tough, and we call out for stuff, and then it's like God gives. The universe provides, miracles happen, good stuff happens, we receive, and then we wake up the next morning and we forgot everything that happened the day before. It's like we just completely forget it. Oh, thank you, Tim. Thank you. Completely forget it. So really go into, good morning, Tom. Really go into looking today as examining the blessings of yesterday, examining the blessings of last week, last month, last year, because we can go, oh, I don't want 2018 to be like 2017. 2018 was full of chaos. 2018 had this happen. 2017 had this happen. 2017 had that happen. 2018 is going to be this. 2018 is going to be that. Well, there's lots of good stuff that happened in 2017. There's lots of good stuff that happened in January. There's lots of good stuff that happened in the first 2 weeks of February. Those are all blessings. And sometimes, here's another one for you. Sometimes those things that don't feel like blessings are our biggest blessings, because they move us humongous steps on our path. They really push us. So have gratitude for those blessings as well. And what makes me think of that is that if you look at the story of Jesus, and you look at it's actually the story of Mary, and the beautiful tale of how she holds blessing in her heart throughout her son's life. And, here she is, a brand new mother in a manger with a baby on a cold night. And, and the wise men come, and all these, everybody starts showing up, and the angels show up, and all this different stuff. And they're all caught up in the miracle. But Mary takes this moment, and she holds it in her heart. She gathers up the blessing, the moments of joy, of bliss, of love, of gratitude in her heart. And then you move forward and you see Mary, here Jesus is at 12 in the synagogue, and he's preaching, and he's doing this and he's doing that. And she could have reacted so many different ways. But again, in the Bible, we hear about Mary holding this blessing in her heart. She's storing it up. She's storing up this positive stuff in her heart. And you fast forward and, here her son, and I can only imagine as a mother myself, but here her son is going through the most agonizing of things, right? I mean, it's not just death, but there's all this stuff going on. And in that moment, and in moments past that, Mary holds strong. Yes, she cries. Yes, she feels her mourning. Yes, she feels her grief, her, all this different stuff. She allows herself to feel that. She allows herself to have that wash through her. But what holds her strong? What keeps her going for the time that is there? What gives her the strength? And it's those memories that we store up, those feelings of love, of gratitude, of joy, of, connection and blessing that we store up in our heart that can get us through the hard, those difficult, challenging points in life. So if you're in a challenging point, have you stored up your blessings in your heart? Go back, and the reason I bring that up is because of the Unleashed project that I did yesterday, and the remembrance that I was gifted with in that moment was to go back into my memory bank, into my feeling bank, and reconnect to love, reconnect to gratitude, reconnect to joy, reconnect to, happiness, all these different things. So ask yourself, when was the time in my life that I felt so happy? When was a time in my life that I felt so full of joy, so full of laughter? When was a time that I was completely washed over by gratitude? Where did I feel this in my body? How did it make me feel? What were these? Write those down. Call them into your current moment and allow yourself to dance in the emotion of that love, of that joy, of that laughter, of that gratitude. Allow yourself today to dance in those things that you have experienced, that you have stored up in your heart. So no matter how tough your day might be, Know that you're carrying all this good, yummy stuff with you. You've been giving these blessings and you've been able to store them up in your heart. And it's now time to remember. It's now time to remember. And as you go through your day, look for those things that you can store up in your memories, in your heart today. Look for the blessings and try not to wake tomorrow in forgetfulness. Okay? So there you go. There's my conscious coffee coming back from Florida. Coming back from Florida today. My conscious coffee moment. Thoughts that went through my head while on the airplane, while sitting on the beach, while feeling the beautiful sunshine of Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton and enjoying the wind and the birds and, the messages from God and all the blessing of the last 3 days for sure. Because the last 3 days were loaded with blessing, loaded with beautiful, beautiful moments that I will forever cherish and lessons that I know that I have a lot of time to process. Funny, I went as teacher coach and I got schooled by the universe, as always. And so, go have an incredible day today. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy the warmth or the coolness of your day. Get into really paying attention to what you have stored up in your heart. Lean into the positive emotions. Lean into the bliss, the joy, all that good stuff. And have an amazing Thursday. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning around 6 a.m.-ish for Conscious Coffee. Catch you then.